Hey guys, Jimmy here, back in our video. This is going to be a talking video again. So, yeah. Today's video is going to be about rabbits, because I can't think of any other topics. I know I've been slightly stalling a bit, but we're going to not talk about that one. We're just going to pretend it didn't happen. So, talking. Rabbits. Okay. There are a few sections. What to do when you just got a rabbit. Why you should or should not get a rabbit. And long-term-ish in the long-term section. First, I'll do this in chronological order. First, why should or should you not get a rabbit? If you live in an apartment building, you want a quiet-ish animal that won't really bother you at all, but it's also quite nice to have. I suggest getting a rabbit, because they're quiet, and especially if you're like, oh no, I don't want them jumping around on the floor, they'll make a lot of noise for the neighbors. They don't. When they jump around, they have padding on their feet, so they don't make much noise. Which is quite nice if, you know, you live in an apartment building and you don't want anyone to hear the rabbit bouncing around. Now, you should only get a rabbit if you're willing to take care of it and you have that dedication. Like, you shouldn't really get one if all you're gonna do is sit there and you want something lazy that you don't want to do anything with, like a cat. Like that, you just have to feed it and change the litter box every now and then. A rabbit, you have to feed it, change the litter box, yes, it has a litter box, then you have to, groom it every now and then. Which is somewhat annoying, but not really. Now, another thing is, let's see. Thinking of what you shouldn't do. Now, what you really should, like, never do with a rabbit is hold it by the neck. Misconception? Never hold a rabbit by the neck. They hate it. And also can, like, put them into shock, which is not really that good. So, don't do that. Never, ever do that. Next thing, which is what to do when you just got a rabbit. Okay, very first thing you do when you get a rabbit. It's very important. When you go there, and you get the rabbit, is, what you should do, go to the pet store, don't buy any accessories, just buy a litter box, you can find one in the cat aisle, and then find you need a lot of hay. You need a lot of hay. 80 to 90% of a rabbit's diet is hay. Now, this does not count as food, but what does count as food as leafy greens. You should have at least 3 different types of leafy greens for a rabbit. And then the ratio of food to rabbit is, I believe it's 1 pound of food per 2 pounds of, or 1 cup of food per 2 pounds of rabbit. Let me go check my doc. I have a doc on this, actually, if I remember correctly. Unless I cleared it. No, I cleared it. Whoops. I think it's 1 cup of food per 2 pounds of rabbit, but I'm not really sure. Which it's 1 cup, because I don't think pound is correct. That's a little bit too much food. Now, you should really only stick to like 1 tablespoon of pellets if you're going to use pellets. Pellets aren't really that healthy for rabbits, so yeah, not really that useful. Just get leafy greens. That's always better. Next thing you should do is put some hay in the litter box, because you usually should do that, because that's the right thing to do. Now, you also need a heavy water dish. always get heavy water dishes because the rabbits will knock it down. Like, they'll just knock it over if you don't. Now, you really don't want water spilling everywhere, so just get a heavy bowl. Same thing with the food bowl. Next, let's see. Don't really give a rabbit a bath. Sounds disgusting, but no, just don't ever do that. Because it'll give them hypothermia. What you should do is, if they're actually like dirty, just get a wet towel, preferably warm, but not too hot, and then get towel, warm water, just kind of like dab it on them, and boom, done. You really shouldn't do anything else. I believe that's it for that part. Now, next part of the video would be long term. Rabbits live for about, I'd say, 13-ish years, about as long as a dog. So, basically, don't get a rabbit if you're not willing to part ways with it eventually. Because, you know, eventually they're gonna kick the bucket. Which is kind of sad. So yeah, that's something you shouldn't do. Just gonna end the video with some gameplay. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Goodbye.